So, warm welcome from our side, from HP, to this session called Innovation in Performance. And we are going to talk about some relevant, I would say, solutions that we think might help you in these times of pandemic and working from home, especially. We're going to focus on especially the ZCentral solution today from HP. So a warm welcome. My name is Stefan Jeleby. I'm the category manager for Z Workstations in Sweden. And with me today I have Patrick.
Your co-host.
Yes.
Patrick. Yeah. So I'm going to help out today. Yeah.
Exactly. So great. We'll get started. So just as, see if we can change the slide here. So as a short background and introduction to this session is that we as HP have been in the workstation business for a long, long time. Actually 40 years, and in the beginning even developed the workstation hardware, and also the initial CAD software, believe it or not. And so we've been in this market for a long time. You represent our biggest segment, customer segment, the AEC market, consisting of architects, engineering, and construction. And we continue to invest heavily in especially certifying and doing a lot of testing with our hardware, our Z Workstations, together with the major software, especially from Autodesk, but also others that you may use to make sure that you maximize your productivity in your workflows and have basically no issues to basically be as productive as you can be. Today, the focus will be on some new solutions and talk about some new trends also, Patrick.
Yeah, we have divided this session in three parts, so to speak. First of all, the main topic is ZCentral and how you can work with your main tools, your main softwares, but doing that from home and accessing your workstation at your workplace. And as you all know, Autodesk are updating their softwares every year. So it's 2022 now, and you have probably heard lots of that during these 2 days. But also there are add-on friends, so to speak, like Enscape, Twinmotion, Lumion. All these visualization tools are very demanding for the workstations. And we're going to show a little bit more about that. And then we're going to have a small session about VR, where we are there right now, but more of that later on, I think.
Yeah. So let's skip this one. So first topic and the main topic for today is the ZCentral solution. So this is actually a solution that HP created, a software that HP wrote more than 20 years ago. And one key customer at the time was NASA. And NASA has since then used this software protocol, remoting protocol, to send images from the rovers on Mars back to planet Earth. So I think that's a good, let's say, proof point that it's a very potent protocol to use for remote graphics, basically. And the focus is basically to manage graphics remotely in a very efficient way. More recently, we were very proud and excited to receive an engineering Emmy award for quote unquote from a customer. HP helped save Hollywood, and why that is of course, as in the time of pandemic, also the production studios in Hollywood and elsewhere had to or have to continue making their production deadlines on time for television shows and TV series and all the films that we watch on cinema, of course. And many of those studios and users were able to do so by using our solution. So we were very proud to receive this recognition for the solution. So what it consists of is basically, let's say, up to 3 parts. And what we mean by that is, we will explain this. First of all, it's a very basic way of using it, where you connect to your remote workstation, which can be located in your office space, under your desk, or on your desk, as it is perhaps today. You just connect to it and start working and really use that full power of that remote system that you have, and you access it from home or elsewhere. And you're using that, you're establishing your connection with our ZCentral remote boost protocol. And this protocol has some unique features that we'll dive into in a bit. But also very important to keep in mind when working with all kinds of remoting solutions, especially for CAD work and design work, which is most probably your most, let's say, secret projects, your intellectual property within your company. The security is key, and this protocol really delivers, because we're not transferring any data. We're only transferring encrypted pixel changes from your sender system to your home or to your receiver computer. So that's very, very important. That's actually unique to this protocol. So security is really built into this remoting solution. And then if you want to decide to, let's say, deploy this solution on a bit broader scale for many users within your organization, we have a relatively new broker software called ZCentral Connect that lets IT admin set up and administer all the connections and do a pre-provisioning of through all the users that need to connect through your Active Directory and enable really a one-click access to the remoting systems. So that's also very good. But the remoting protocol.
Yeah, the protocol is kind of interesting and very easy to use for those of you who just would like to connect to your computer directly. And we have created 3 samples, so to speak. And if you look at the top bar, you can see the easiest way. It's a client at your home and your workstation in your office space, as you mentioned, Stefan. And that's a very plain way of connecting with the remote boost. And you can hook up to 8 monitors, depending on what you have in the other end in performance. Yeah. So it's very plain, very easy to do. And in the mid row, we have a very special, interesting thing, how you can actually take advantage of more computers, more workstations at your office space or other places. So you have one client and multiple workstations that you can add. So if you have your own CAD workstation that you normally use, and then you need to have extra power for calculations or simulations or rendering, you can do that, and you can do that in up to 4 monitors on that system. And finally, in the bottom row, we have the collaboration part. It's really interesting and fun. I can invite Stefan to look at what I have created and can have some discussions. And I can even give Stefan control over the computer, and I can take it away from him as well. So we don't have that. So it's very much up to me as a host to invite people to look at the things. We can really collaborate, and everyone can work from home, and we can have one computer at the office space. So basically a few things.
And we actually have in the Expo booth here, down here, in the Nordic BIM Summit, the Expo booth area. If you haven't, you can check out the video where we showcase also the collaboration mode. Yeah. And there's also soon a session with Clifton that will go through
I have one thing that we really need to point out. This is not a virtualization systems or anything. It's a one-to-one system, so you're getting full performance from your workstation at work.
Exactly. You never have to share your performance with any other colleague. You have your full performance all the time, and that's really key. Very short on the ZCentral Connect, the broker software I mentioned. If you want to deploy this at a larger scale, let's say, and let your IT manage this solution. So this is a schematic overview of how it works. We're using the same protocol, but to your left-hand side of this slide, you see an example of how you can set up different pools. So typically, if you have your CAD designers doing this design work, probably the majority in the organization, you can set up one set of systems equally spec'd that only they access, and that's their pool. And each user that connects gets the first available system to log on to and work. And then the marketing guys may use Adobe InDesign and Photoshop and apps like that, and they have a different set of systems that they're working on. And then we have teams doing high-end simulation work. ANSYS and other types of simulation work, and they have C8s, for example, very high-powered systems in their own pool that only they can access. So this is a very short schematic of how that could look like. Then, Patrick, in terms of getting going with a solution and investments, what's needed?
To be honest, if you do have a workstation, an HP workstation, you probably already have it installed. It has been pre-installed from a factory for many, many years now. So if you do have a HP workstation, you can just go ahead and start using it. Even if it's a mobile workstation, you still have it on that one. If you, from some reason, don't have it, you can download it from the web. It's there as well. Just type in HP Remote Boost in the search bar. Then you have it. And it can be, as we mentioned before, rack mounted in the server room if you would prefer that, or just stacked up in the shelf, or at your office space in the office. Yeah.
And exactly, and as Patrick says, if you want to, let's say, put the hardware closer to your storage solution for faster load times of application and project files, you might want to rack mount the workstations. And one really good hardware to use for that is our new ZCentral 4R. That's basically a very high-powered machine in a 1U form factor that maximizes the combination of performance to cubic centimeter, if you will. So really maximizing the density and the performance density in this solution. Also, as I mentioned, security is key. And not only is the Remote Boost protocol very secure, on top of that, we as HP recognize that the number of threats would increase, and that's exactly what we're seeing since many years now, and the number of attacks on companies just continue to grow. So to counter that and help you as customers to make sure that your data stays safe, we have our unique endpoint security controller, the HP SureStart, the extra chip that only we build in from factory into the hardware, that makes sure that your BIOS is always safe and intact. We also have other systems based on this extra chip, the anchor point in all your RSC computers and Elite computers, also up into the OS level called HP SureRun, that really make sure that your most critical processes running on OS level stays safeguarded automatically without you ever having to do anything really. So there's a lot of built-in hardware-based built-in security in our computers that is unique to our solutions. Now we're shifting gears a bit to VR.
Yeah, and we're not going to step in that deep. If you have been around for the earlier BIM Summits, earlier years, you know that we have been focusing quite a bit on the VR in the AEC. And we're just going to nudge it a little bit to show what we are right now in this area. And it is very much focusing on collaboration as well, even in the VR. How to look at the model in VR over distance, because that's very important for us to do now. Earlier year, it has been a fun thing to do and very important thing to do when you meet the customers and you can have early design reviews and you can discover things by yourself and so, et cetera, et cetera. But now the time is matured for doing collaboration in VR as well. And this is just a sample picture of one of the systems, VREX from Vixel in Norway, where a typical scene where you can collaborate and you have an avatar for those guys who has entered the scene in VR glasses or controllers. But you can also add in, so to speak, in a normal way with a desktop or regular monitor and do the same thing. So you can collaborate with anyone. And in VR, you can even redlining, do collision detections, etc., in your real Revit model.
Exactly, because this system is fully integrated with all the major BIM systems out there that you perhaps are already using. So the integration is there, basically. Yeah.
Yes. And what we are doing?
Yes, what are we doing to help aid you in this space?
Yeah, I'm going to step out of picture for a short while. Now I'm back in. We have developed these glasses, HP glasses, VR glasses. They're Verb. This is generation 2, brand new, where we have added a few things. It's one of the highest resolution on the lenses on the market today, especially when you take the price point in the calculation as well. So it's very good. It's very light. Easy to use. We have now 4 cameras on this one, so it's very accessible. And the only thing you need to have is the glasses and the computer.
Yeah.
So this is the systems that you can take out on the construction site or at your customer, or take at home and work from home with these systems. So this is the only thing you need.
Exactly, and the high resolution really comes into play. Of course, when reading text on normal reading distance and really see a very detailed and level of granularity and really get that maximum visual experience when running this type of solution continuously. So the high resolution is really good.
Really key, yeah.
It's really key, yeah. Good. We're coming to the end of this session, and I just wanted to briefly touch on our ZBook mobile workstations. With the G7 lineup, I would dare say we did the best and most important update ever. We created this lineup to be the most performing ever, which is very critical to maximize productivity when working from anywhere, of course. And we did that by changing the internal construction completely. We have a new liquid cooling construction in our ZBook Studio, Create, and Fury platforms, which for the first time ever enables you as users to run CPU and GPU at full power simultaneously, if that's what's needed in your most demanding workflows. That's never been possible before, but now it is, thanks to our new construction in those systems. Other things, we made them smaller and nicer looking than ever. So very slim and narrow bezel design, going up to 85% screen to body ratio. We shrunk down the chassis size, the weight, so they are actually very light and very mobile, and still has that extreme power actually. And also super nice to work with an even better ultra-quiet keyboard, which is important when you're working from home and you don't want to disturb your family or colleagues. Even better integrated speakers and microphones, thanks to our partnership with Bang & Olufsen and the sound engineers at B&O, which enables you to even run these systems or use them as a 360 speaker for meetings up to 4 or 5 persons, or just optimizing the sound in all your Zoom and Teams calls that we're all doing all day long when working from home and elsewhere. So, and the security, as I was talking about with the Sure Start Endpoint security controller. So we really put together the best from all angles, I would say, to maximize your productivity, the design, and just super nice systems to work with, and more power than ever, and performance ranging from the Firefly through the Power, Studio Create, and Fury, depending on your needs, I would say. Yes. So I think with that we are done, and we will stay here to capture any questions through the chat. So just connect with us. More information, you can look at all the videos in the Expo booth that we have on the Nordic BIM Summit, so please check those out. Videos on ZCentral, on a customer case in the UK, Arup, an architecture firm, using the Reverb headset for their development internally, also for customers. And also check out our website, hp.com/workstations, where you will find basically all the information about our C solutions. Anything else to add, Patrick?
No.
I think that's
pretty
it.
much everything.
Okay. Thank you for your time and listening.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take care.